What's up guys, welcome to another video. Today we're at Wairau Motors and we're going to be working on the Skyline. The homie Dan's letting me use his shop to pull the gearbox out of the R32 and see why it won't go into reverse. We're a little bit stumped. Could be a clutch issue, could be a slave issue, we're not sure, but we're going to pull it apart and see what we can find. So it's time to make a start on the R32. We've got the shifter apart on the inside, time to chuck her on the hoist and see what's going on with this gearbox. We're going to pull the gearbox out, check out the slave clutch and see why it's not going into reverse. So here's a look under the R32. So look at that beautiful pink subframe, the huck on it, arms and coilovers, GDR sway bar. And like every car I buy, oil coming out everywhere. So we're pulling the gearbox out to address some issues there. There is a coolant leak that we've identified under here, so we're going to fix that while we're here. But otherwise the car's like really straight underneath, which is pretty primo. Just yeah, needs a good clean and tidy up. Should be good to roll. And then we have Dan hard at work pulling this gearbox out. Got the gearbox fully undone, but struggling with the starter a little bit. This is a wicked coolant link that we found. We found a hose that needs a new hose clamp. But yeah, this is the state of it. Usual story, all coming out of every orifice. So the RB20 gearbox is out. Now we're just trying to suss out what's wrong. So we're going to whip the clutch off and have a look. I only had a new clutch just before I bought it, but it's definitely not engaging reverse when hot, which is bizarre. So we're going to investigate. So you can't work on cars in this garage without some mother's milk. The Moulin Rouge, the Lion Red, whatever you call it, but it's a Kiwi favourite. Especially working on a car such as an R32 Skyline. Gotta have a couple of Lion Reds. So box is out, clutch is apart. Clutch looks fine, flywheel looks fine, everything looks fine. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on. This is a clutch that was only recently replaced. Just looks like a heavy duty type clutch. It's quite heavy on the pedal. Pressure plate looks fine. So change the spigot, we'll replace it. We're going to change the oil and put some friction modifier oil in there as well. See how that goes. I have a feeling that the RB20 box is in need of a rebuild. She doesn't like going in reverse when it's hot, and we've changed quite a few things, so let's see what happens. But it's all part of car life. R32, RB20 gearbox, yeah, it's all part of it. So this is the homie Dan's NB MX-5. It is currently going through a rotary conversion. It's got a dummy block in there now, but it's getting a 13B turbo. He's got a brand new from Mazda 13B turbo motor to go in. Very cool car. Cannot wait to see this thing back on the road. He's done a big rear diff conversion, so it's got an FCRX7 diff in the back now. So some fab work and some engine mounts and she's away. I'm just looking at it. So now everything's out. The flywheel dowels had worked themselves out. Turns out the holes were bigger, so we're going to have to mess with that. I'm going to replace the spigot bush, place leaking hose up here, coolant hose, but it's looking like the box has seen better days, so I'm going to put it back together with some new oil for now, and yeah, I'm going to have to get a new box or get it rebuilt. These things happen. What's up guys, another morning. We're back out to Wairau Motors. We're going to finish putting the Skyline back together. We're going to fix a little coolant issue we found. We're going to fix the flywheel issue, chuck some new fluids. We're going to chuck some additive in the gearbox to see if that helps. I'm not convinced this is going to fix the issue at all. I feel like the gearbox is going to need a rebuild, but we're going to put it back together, see how we go, and yeah, that's cars for you. Today we're rocking the trusty Teeter loan car, thanks to Dan. Ooh la la. Got the R32 on the hoist. Draining the coolant at the moment, see if we can replace these hoses. We've also got Monzel's Mazda 1300 wagon up on the left. Don't see many of these around. In fact, I've never really had a good look at this car. He's had it for a long time. It's actually been in our group of mates for a very long time, but what a cool car. So R32's here. I'll talk you through what's going on with the clutch. So even though the clutch looks mint, like we thought, what's happened is the dowels have managed to round themselves out. See, they don't really fit at all now. They're well oversized, and it's destroyed the holes on the flywheel. So even though that flywheel looks mint, it's now rubbish. And what's happened is the clamping bolts on the clutch have now destroyed the holes in here and made them out around. So basically this clutch wasn't locating. Even though that looks mint, we have to replace it all. So we're getting a new lightweight flywheel and clutch setup today. We'll chuck it back in the car. So it turned out to be an expensive fix, but we've got to get these things done. I want this car to drive nicely, and it is what it is. The joys of cars. So after struggling for 3 hours to replace that hose, that one wasn't too bad. That one up there was an absolute nightmare. What a flippin' mission that was. But anyway, it's done. Now, crank seal, and bit of news, we need a new clutch. So that's on its way. Chuck it all together, hopefully get home at some point. So, a few new parts, guys. So we've got a new XCD clutch, pressure plate, lightweight flywheel, spigot and release bearing. Hopefully this does the trick. Big thanks to the boy Dan for organising this. So here's the new lightweight flywheel. She's pretty light. This is a pretty trick bit of gear. Can't wait to check this in and see what it feels like to drive. So here's the new lightweight flywheel. Had to get some shortened bolts and a few other bits and pieces, but it's all going together finally. Thanks to our main man Dan. New clutch going together, going to align it up, bolt it down, torque it up, in time for the gearbox. It's a XCD heavy duty clutch and new XCD lightweight flywheel. So, new clutch and flywheel fitted, gearbox back in. We did rear main seal, we did pilot bearing, and we did thrust bearing. Yeah, now trying to put some oil in it, put some coolant in it, and then hopefully we get it home. It's been a long day, but Dan the Legends helped. Couldn't have done it without him. And like that, she's back together. Did fight us quite a bit during the way. We weren't planning on having to do a clutch and flywheel in it, but you got to do what you got to do. And the clutch pedal feels amazing compared to what it used to. So even though it was a new clutch in it before, it wasn't a great clutch. Big thanks to Dan for all his help. Couldn't have done it without you. Wairau Motors for all your mechanical needs. What a day, guys. We had the gearbox out, new clutch, new flywheel, new bushes, all sorts of stuff, new heater hoses, and the sketchiest drive home in the dark in the pouring rain in the R32. Big day. Hey guys, what's up? Thank you for watching another video. It's been a big day and a half down here at Wairau Motors trying to sort this reverse issue in the R32. Had the gearbox out, we found out the clutch and flywheel were no good even though they were new. Replaced them with a lightweight flywheel and a new clutch. Pedal's feeling amazing now. We just got the car back together. We're gonna hit the road and test it out. Big thanks to Dan from Wairau Motors. Couldn't have done it without him. If you like this content, don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we'll keep the content coming.